Hello, mystery book fans. I'd like to address a question that has come up many times over the history of the Mystery Book Club, and that is, what is a mystery book? I know it's easy to think that the question has a simple answer. I know I did for many years. So I put together this series of 3 short videos examining clues to help us solve the mystery of mysteries. And in this first video, we'll talk about what's included in a mystery book. So, I'm Dick Gutall, and we're talking about what is a mystery book. Well, I've discovered that if you asked a group of mystery book readers or a group of mystery authors, book reviewers, booksellers, librarians, you'd find a lot of slightly different views as to what a mystery book is and is not. Well, after all, there are many kinds of mystery books, and people do tend to have different tastes. So, what do all these people mean when they say mystery book? What are they thinking about? Let's see if we can piece this together. I'm going to start with a reader comment that I saw on Goodreads.com. And this is a website that was originally designed to be social media by and for readers. It was to be a place where readers could set reading goals, keep track of the books they've read, find books they really like by browsing through, and to meet and share their thoughts about books they're reading with other readers. So in 2020, an article was posted on this Goodreads site entitled "The 40 Most Popular Mysteries of the Past 5 Years." So that would have been between 2015 and 2020. Well, of course, all 40 of the books were listed on the website, and you could click on the book cover icon to see readers' reviews or their ratings and so on. Now, follow me here. The title of the article says that it's a list of popular mysteries, right? Mystery books. And then below the graphic showing 3 of the 40 books, the article starts with, "Has it been a while since you've explored the mystery and thriller genre?" Whoa, see how it seems to throw mystery books and thriller books into the same type or genre? Well, in the next paragraph, it repeats the same combining of mystery and thrillers, right? All under the heading of mysteries. So the article's already now said twice that mysteries and thrillers go together under an article about 40 mysteries. So the point I am making here is that Sybil, who is, I guess, the Amazon creator of this post and this list of books, says mysteries in the title, but actually means both mystery books and thriller books. Now, when I first visited this page, I was looking for ideas for the annual book list, and I was intrigued by one of their featured books there in the graphic, My Sister, the Serial Killer. By the way, that book is promoted again in the 3rd paragraph down over here. And I'm told that it is one of many books from which I am sure to find a new favorite among these mysteries. Oh, so now it's a mystery book. Well, I continue scrolling down the page, and the first thing I see is this graphic. And I'm wondering, mystery and thriller, are they the same or are they different? Why do they keep mixing these terms? Nevertheless, I keep scanning down through the comment area for the article just to see what people think about the list of 40 books, and I run across number 13, comment by Bonnie. And she writes, "My sister, the serial killer, is not a mystery. The killer, it's her sister." Well, I'm sure the commenter is thinking, if you identify the murderer on the cover of the book, it shouldn't be on a list of mysteries. What's the mystery? But as we've seen, it is called. It is listed under this list of mysteries. So what do we make of it? Maybe it's not a mystery, it's a thriller. I don't know, honestly. I haven't read the book. I'm just saying it's confusing, isn't it? To be clear, this idea that mystery books can be both a broad category, right? A broad category that includes both mysteries and thrillers, or it can be a more limited category describing a specific genre of its own, is not just a messy idea on this Goodreads site or at Amazon. It pops up wherever mystery books are discussed. You'll see it, for example, in the professional association known as the Mystery Writers of America. You'd think they'd be experts. So they mix it. I will be showing you that in a subsequent video. And also in the New York Times book reviews, they mix it all up. If you watch all three of these videos, you'll see exactly what I mean by these other two examples, but I want to move on here. We will talk about several ways that mysteries and thrillers are different in the next video, but for now, let's be sure to understand the one thing that is true of both. What is the commonality that throws mysteries and thrillers under the broad heading of mystery books? Well, that commonality is that both mysteries and thrillers include at least one crime, a legal crime, or a moral failure or injustice that was done, is being committed, or is about to be done, past, present, future. They, meaning mysteries and thrillers, are both the same in that one way. There is a crime, an injustice, or a moral failure at the heart of every mystery book and thriller book. That's why many mystery fans prefer the term crime fiction to include both of these things. Now, one more thing. Let's consider the implication of using the term crime fiction. Well, first of all mysteries are crime fiction. That's easy. But not so easy. Not all thrillers are crime fiction thrillers. Actually, most published thrillers by far have been crime fiction thrillers, but some thrillers belong to other genres or types of fiction. And to clarify, we're going to look at a few examples from each of these two piles of thrillers. Right? So to be clear on this slide, we're talking only about thrillers. And we're going to start with 4 medical thrillers as examples. We're going to look at Coma, a book that started the medical thriller genre many years ago. And it's about an evil doctor who is clearly a serial killer. And then another book, another example, Critical Judgment by Michael Palmer. It's about a greedy chemicals manufacturing company. And over here, we have The Last Man by Mary Shelley. Yep, the author of Frankenstein. But this book is an apocalyptic novel in which the bubonic plague kills off most of the planet. And then there's the better known, I think, 1969 book, The Andromeda Strain, where the antagonist is a virus from outer space. And so we have medical thrillers with mysterious bad doctors, evil patients, or evil corporations on the one hand, and on the other hand, we have medical thrillers with bad germs gone wild, but no crime, no bad guys. And without crime or other injustice, you don't have crime fiction. Now, here's a few examples of books with serial killers. In The Poet, the hero is an investigative reporter. But murder, any law-breaking, the idea of making laws, of having a concept of justice and injustice, the very idea of crime, that is all a human thing. And that's true of all examples of crime fiction thrillers. We've got doctors, we've got bad guys, we've got cops, an investigative reporter, and apart from including a crime or injustice, these books all have one other thing in common. They are all about human characters. Crime fiction can include a range of plots, settings, and characters as long as 2 things are true. The plot includes a crime or injustice, and all of the characters are human. Let's contrast this with, another type of serial killer book. Here's a book called Stinger. It's also a serial killer, but he or it is a vicious intergalactic alien who kills many other aliens and is confronted by the last remaining few humans on planet Earth. Well, aliens, computers, robots are non-human antagonists or possibly protagonists. The Turning is a book, a vampire thriller, that features another kind of non-human character. So these two books are not crime fiction thrillers because they include non-human characters, non-human traits, or humans with a supernatural ability or magical force of some sort. Another example is actually this uh, Christian fiction thriller called This Present Darkness. It's a book where humans engage in criminal behavior, but where angels are major characters and demons manipulate humans into committing the crimes. Again, demons are not humans, nor are any of these other things. So instead, put these kinds of thrillers into the science fiction genre, the fantasy fiction genre, Christian fiction genre, horror genre. I don't know, there's many other possibilities, but not crime fiction. I guess is not all that simple, but I'm going to try to summarize. I tried to explain what's included when we say when we say mystery books. And the three main points were, first, that books with a crime or injustice can be included as crime fiction, whether it's a mystery or a thriller, if the book's focus is not completely on the crime, or is like on the other hand, just a teeny weeny minor thing in the book, then probably it will be considered for a different adult fiction genre and wouldn't be put under mystery books or thriller books. So a central part of mystery books is that they have a crime or injustice that's included. And second, since crime derives from human codes or laws, all of the characters should be human. They should have what are commonly known as human traits and human abilities. Finally, since these books involve some kind of law breaking or perhaps a moral injustice, referring to these mysteries and crime fiction thrillers as crime fiction is sensible and helpful. But a lot of professionals in the publishing business and most readers tend to use the term mystery books to include both of these things instead. So that works too. And although it leaves some people a little confused, there's no necessity for us to change the name of our mystery book club. We understand that the word mysteries can be used broadly or narrowly. All other adult fiction that does not fit the first two bullet points is instead normally considered for romance, fantasy, historical fiction, or a variety of other categories or genres. Now, so far we have talked about the things that are the same in mystery books and thriller books. In the next video, I'll explain 3 possible ways to distinguish between mysteries and thrillers. Until then, happy reading.